How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Steinsgate, Linear Bounded Phenogram, where last time we started the Kurisu story side. Now, so far, it had a really interesting intro. Kind of seems like there's some weirdness going on with Kurisu, but it's focusing on the day that the time loop machine was completed, and I believe the day when SERN kicks in the front door. So, yeah, this episode should get pretty interesting. Not really sure what to expect specifically, and I'm going to check the phone because I didn't get a chance to earlier, but we're going to start off with checking the phone, then we're going to jump into it, and we're just going to see where the story takes us, because I genuinely have no clue, other than the fact that we got to dive a little bit into the science stuff. So I got to go rambling on about that last time, so thanks for listening to that. Sorry if it was boring, but we're here back. We're going to go right into the action again. I guess there's not really much else to say other than, let's just jump into it. So let's go. First off, let's check the phone. Alright. Ooh, that background's interesting. So, inbox. No mail. Outbox. No mail. Alright. Yeah, nope. There's really nothing here. Okay. It's always worth checking. Almost 5. Alright. Though we opted not to test the time leap machine, Mayuri suggested that we celebrate its completion, which turned out to be a good decision. It would be the same. It would be a shame not to have any sort of event to look forward to after working through the night. I'm not one for parties, but the lab I worked at in America would take any excuse to throw one. My professors and supervisors told me that we scientists wouldn't last long without them. I guess that probably makes sense. I mean, working in a job that's constantly pressuring and pushing your mental state to the edge probably can't be healthy if you don't have a way to vent it. I think scientists, researchers, people who work in medicine, maybe even high-end business, intense business, without valves to release their stress would be not a fun way to be. Which is why it was just about time for me to go out and buy party supplies. Okabe and I had been tasked with shopping for food and drinks. Mayuri had already gone out to invite the other lab members, and Hashida had left, citing some other obligations. Oh, okay, interesting. All of a sudden, Okabe's cell phone rings. Is someone calling to say that they're coming to the party, or could it be from Mayuri or Hashida? Could be a time loop too. Yeah, interesting. From the outside. Okabe answers and puts the phone to his ear without a greeting. He lets out a trembling breath. Based on his reaction, it's likely that Hashida has launched into some lengthy story. Certainly not his way they would answer a call from Mayuri. I approach the sofa where my jacket lays, intending to swap it with my lab coat and head outside. At that moment, out of the corner of my eye, I see Okabe lift a folding chair into the air. Okabe! Oh yeah, he's gonna try and break it, isn't he? Shocked at what I was seeing, I ran over and grabbed a hold of him. I planted my weight on the tatami mat at the floor and reached up to catch his arms before he brought the chair down. I was so surprised, I didn't even have time to think. What was Okabe trying to do just now? If I'm seeing things correctly, Okabe was about to bring the chair down on the time loop machine. I couldn't believe what was happening. Okabe probably cared more about this machine than anyone else. While we decided against using it, its very existence marked the beginning of a new era of humanity. So why would he destroy it? Ooh, think, girl. I know she'll put it all together pretty quickly, but my gosh. At this point, the machine is not just our own. One could call it an asset to the entire human race. An asset like that absolutely must not be destroyed by a single man's decision. Okabe stares blankly into space without saying a word. He wasn't so much looking at me as looking through me. My voice trembles. I don't understand. Perhaps this is an Okabe that I've never seen, one that I don't even know. I was angry, confused, and above all uncertain. Once again, the fear of the unknown crept over me. All of these feelings mixed together and spread through my body. Man, though, I absolutely agree. A big part of me would want to just destroy the machine, but Like, I think I've mentioned this in the first game. Like, the downside is that, like, if he messes up, it's his only link to the retrying again. If he actually destroyed it, he'd lock himself into whatever happens this time. Still struggling with how to resolve this situation, I ordered Okabe to put the chair down. He slowly complied. That's when I finally realized. Okabe's air had completely changed since just a few minutes ago. His face showed signs of distress. He looked like an old man who had lived a life of suffering. Oh man, look at that. You could actually get to see it here. Like, look at that. I don't know what happened to him, but his pained expression looked as if it had been carved from the Okabe I once knew. Like, look at that face. Like, he looked like he's about to cry. Fetch. I mean, I don't blame him, but my gosh. This is the broken man. Okabe doesn't respond to my ignorant question. He completely clams up. The agony on his face is clear as day, yet he chooses to suffer in silence. If this was his usual Chunobyo nonsense, if it was an all-in act, it would be fine. In fact, I wished it were. But I would rather Okabe try to make a fool out of me than suffer something that would make him look like this. Frustrated that I don't understand Okabe's pain, I close in on him as if to press for an answer. And in response, Okabe ran. Ignoring my words, Okabe dashed out the lab. I tried to stop him, but couldn't move fast enough. Fetch. Angrily shouting at him, I ran after Okabe as he took off toward the streets of Akihabara. But his head start was too great. By the time I reached the hall, Okabe was nowhere to be seen. Where did he go? Why would he do that? My head swimming with questions as I tried to intuit which way Okabe ran, I heard a door open behind me. Yeah, Mr. Braun. The voice behind me belonged to the building's owner, Tenoji-san. Tenoji-san tilts his neck and stretches his shoulders with a groan. Doesn't seem like he's got a good look from within the shop. As I turned back toward the street, I tried to decide which way to go. Nae-chan emerged from behind the shop as well. Yeah, he did. Nae points down the road heading to Akihabara Station. If you follow that road from the lab, you'll find a park 50 meters away that creates a T-shaped intersection. From there the path splits. One road leads towards the Kanda Myojin Shrine and the other to the Churodori. Now let's see what that shrine is. The Kanda Myojin Shrine. A shrine at Akihabara's west that looks down on the land of Moe from atop a hill. A place to worship okay, here we go. It's Okuninushi. Okuninushi Mikado. Gosh darn it, I'm sorry. I'm slaughtering this one. Daikoku Sapa and Taira no Masakado. About 10 minutes away from Akihabara Station and 5 minutes away from Okabe's lab. Now, this is in the tips list. So, is this a real one or fictional? I can't tell. There's no way for me to tell which way he went. Okabe. Yeah. I think Nan ran towards the heart of Akihabara, hoping to find the Okabe. There's no way I can leave him in the state he's in. I had the feeling I needed to ask him what was really going on before he did something that couldn't be undone. I score Akihabara wandering aimlessly through the Kanda Myojin Shrine and Sumagoi Shrine and Churodori until I eventually found myself in an alley behind a Daibiru. The sun had nearly set, dyeing everything around me in a distinctive amber glow of an August twilight. Aww. My breathing had grown ragged, not because I don't exercise, but I haven't run this much in a long time. A nearby vending machine caught my eye, and I suddenly realized just how thirsty I was. I guess I never realized she was a big fan of Dr. P. No more than ever, I wanted a nice, refreshing carbonated beverage. Unfortunately, since they don't sell my favorite brand, I had to settle for a can of coffee. Man, can you imagine like the two of them if they actually got married in the future? They would be Dr. P-aholics. Like they would be just fridges full of the stuff. I sigh as I take in my surroundings. No sign of Okabe here either. I felt like cursing him out, but when it came out of my mouth, it was just the opposite. I wasn't angry at him, I was worried. I finished my drink, tossed the can into the recycling bin, and continued to look around. I don't know why I'm so worried about him. Is it because of what he said to me? When did I start taking an interest in him in the first place? I was curious enough to observe him at the start, of course, but when did that basic interest become something more? I've only known him for a few days, and my reservations have already been swept away. To be fair, I initially thought he was some sort of gangster or criminal, so those reservations were somewhat misplaced. He made me realize just how much of a facade I'd built for myself during my time in America. While I've certainly been annoyed by some of my more stupid conversations with Okabe and Hashida, they've never caused me pain. Somehow, while it's hard to admit, I think I might be in love with Okabe. Fetch! I didn't realize she was so self-aware, but it kind of makes sense. I think I fell for him the moment he said he'd go to Amori with me. Aww, that was a cool moment.
お前は俺の助手だ。助手の悩みは俺の悩みに等しい。お前が最高の精神状態で働いてくれるために、俺はいかなる努力もするつもりだ。
Honestly, to me, it felt kind of like a proposal. The moment he said that, time seemed to stand still. Aww, it's so cute. It's kind of weird, but cute. Yeah, I know, right? Thought that Okabe must tell women stuff like that all the time. Otherwise, there's no way that 5 out of the 8 lab members would be women. Of course, that sort of thing would make women like me misunderstand what he really means. Does that idea even know what he's doing? Or maybe it's a sign of weakness on the part of the ones who fall for it, suckered by a massive rush of dopamine. Ever since he told me he'd go to Amori with me, I watched that stupid man carefully, his words, his mannerisms. The more I watched him, the more I understood the meaning behind his Chunibyo act, and the more attracted to him I became. Aww, this is sweet. Ugh, no, there's no way I could admit that. I can't admit it, I can't, but, well, you know. He's kind of attractive. In that moment, I realized that I'd given in. In that moment, I understood that being near him put me at ease. Or at least it would, if it weren't for the newly found nervousness after realizing my feelings for him. It's too late to try to control it now, and I'm not the kind of person who can change her feelings once she's fallen for someone. Aww. I wonder how many times it's actually happened to her. It sounds like she's talking like it's happened before, but it feels like it hadn't. I realized that the persona I wore at Victor Kronde University's Neuroscience Institute, that of the outward-looking citizen, was unnecessary in front of Okabe. And when I let the mask fall, I felt at ease, more so than I ever had in my life. It's the same sort of freedom I get when I post on @channel. But Okabe's suffering, as if his joy is inversely proportional to my own, it's like he's unable to move forward. Though I don't yet know why, it seems that whenever he deviates from his usual state, my condition deteriorates as well. It's like I can't get air in my lungs. Oh, Fetch! What are these feelings, Fetch? Crap, this is gonna be a pain. This is gonna be a hard one. This is gonna be a painful one. I'm already getting emotional. I don't like that feeling.
一人で抱え込んで悩んでないで話してよ私にもあんたは私の悩みを聞いてくれたじゃない
My thoughts are interrupted by the sound of my cell phone.
もしもし
もしもしマキセ氏どうしたんだ ラボに帰ってきたら誰もいないし。
Without wasting a second, I tell Hashida all about Okabe's odd behavior. I initially ran after him out of adrenaline and momentum alone, but now I realize that searching for him myself would be unproductive.
オカリンどうしたん？わかった。こっちでも心当たりを当たってみる。
Good.
みんなには何かわかったらマキセ氏に連絡するよう伝えとくを。
Good.
わかった。お願い。
I hope someone out there can help us find a clue. Closing my cell phone with what looked like a prayer. What looked like a prayer? What? Okay. I ran off for more into the sunlit city in search of Okabe. As I wandered the city in search of Okabe, I suddenly realized how crowded the streets had become.
おいおい、テロ予告で電車止まってるってよ。
Oh man.
テロってそんな。待ち合わせに遅れちゃいますよ。
I overheard some unsettling news. Terrorists here in Japan? As shocking as the thought was, no country, no matter how peaceful, is immune from the possibility of a terrorist attack, and with public unrest growing lately, they only seem to be on the rise. Because research facilities are often targets, I've been given basic lectures on how to deal with acts of terror. But even then, I never thought I'd have to deal with an attack in Japan. Whether or not the rumor was true, the trains had been stopped, and once bustling railways now stood bare. I open my phone and take a look at that channel's news page to see it bursting with threads on the topic. Alright. Is it true the bomb threat stopped all the trains on the Yamanote line, Shibuya line, and Teihine Tohaku line? Old news. It's all stopped. I'm still stuck in Akihabara. Where was the bomb? Okay. Terrorism in Japan? Seriously? Ha ha ha. Scroll. Why would anyone launch a terrorist attack on Japan now? I'm in Shinjuku. They forced us to get off the train. The attendants are evacuating us to shelter. Pics. People had already uploaded pictures of the station attendants escorting people out of the stopped trains. It seemed like it must have been going on for a while. And in front of Akihabara station, the crowd was so thick that they blocked the view of the road. They'd be practically impossible to walk through. What should I do? Finding Okabe in these conditions would be a challenge. But what if he got caught up in the terrorist attack somehow? Numerous possibilities swirled through my brain, coming and going like a hurricane. None of them are good. Dang it, she's like me in that regard. I just can't help but think about all the terrible things that could possibly go wrong. I think of good things too, but I'm like, I don't know, like I'm an eternal pessimist in my mind. Like I try and be optimistic, but I also plan for the worst. And so in a situation as chaotic as what's going on, I would be freaking out. Anxiety, dread, pessimism, fear, frustration, unease. I can't just stand here, but I can't decide what to do. I know that acting without care could be fatal, but I can't even begin to formulate a plan. Oh, what is this? Okay. Faris-san. She's a lab mem 007. Interesting. Good number for her. Faris, found Kyoma. Kurisu-san, nice to meet you. I'm Faris Nyan. I'm sending you the address that Daru gave me. We found Okabe-san, but he's acting strange. We should hurry and meet up somewhere. Where's good for you? They found Okabe after all, thank goodness. But the part where she said he's acting strange disturbs me. I didn't know why, but a chill slowly ran down my spine. Okay, returning. Nice to meet you. This is Makise. It'd be a huge help if you could bring Okabe to the lab. I'll head there now. Great. Not where we want to be. I replied to her email, took a breath. My chest feels like it's going to be crushed with worry.
Okabe. どうしちゃったのよ、あんた。
Dragging my tired feet, I walked back the way I came. I rendezvoused at the lab to find Okabe, a petite maid, and a middle-aged butler waiting for me. I assumed that the maid was Faris-chan. Yes. The middle-aged butler, on the other hand, was a mystery to me. He looked as though he'd stepped right out of a manga or anime. Oh, that must be, oh, what's his name? Kuroki? Something like that? Okabe looked worn out to the point that it doesn't even seem like he could even stand on his own. Faris-san and the butler are holding him up with their shoulders.
Okabe!
I rushed toward him without thinking.
あなたが マキセさん？
ええ、ありがとうフェイリスさん。岡部を見つけてくれて。
Hashida had told me before this that this girl was a real net champion and that Faris and Kurisu was a stage name of sorts.
ダルニャンから連絡があって、フェイリスもいても立ってもいられなかったから。
Aww, yay, Faris. Glad you're here, because you're awesome.
詳しい事情はわからないけど、とにかく探さなきゃと思って。でも、さっきからダルニャンには連絡が取れないの。
Does she mean Hashida? Could he still be searching for Okabe? Let's put that aside for now.
それで、岡部は？
今は少し落ち着いているよ。でも UPX の立教のところで見つけたときは本当に死んじゃうんじゃないかってくらいだったの。
Fetch. This is highly disturbing. He must be in the midst of a horrific cycle right now. Like, this must be one of his last straw ones. His face is as white as a sheet of paper now, so hearing that he was even in a worse condition earlier makes my heart ache. Okabe's thoughts, his feelings. I have to find out what's going on through his head.
岡部、一体何が？
But Okabe just stares at nothing. He doesn't make any effort to look at me. Holy crap. I don't even know if we've ever seen him this bad before, because if we were looking from his perspective, he would just be a ghost, it feels like in a daze.
とりあえず、ここでこうしていてもなんだし、一旦ラボに上がりましょう。
What some lovely presents are waiting for us up there, I wonder. We asked the butler to shoulder the hollow-eyed Okabe for us and made our way into the lab. Oh boy. I turned on the lights and was greeted by a horrifying sight.
何？これ。
Oh boy. Bloodstains on the floor? Are you serious?
これ。
Did we literally miss everything that happened? Wait, and then if SERN is already here, did they take the timing machine? Because they did, what the fetch are we supposed to do now? Faris kind of gasped behind me, but her reaction was nothing compared to Okabe. Fetch. Freaking S rating voice acting. Good grief. His scream echoes through the lab. He curls into the fetal position, weeping as he calls Mayuri's name.
Okabe!
We stood frozen, unsure how to approach Okabe in this situation. But in the middle of the chaos, the butler alone calmly surveyed the room.
失礼。
While the rest of us stood in shocked silence, he boldly approached the bloodstains and began examining them.
どうやらお亡くなりになった方はいないようです。
Oh,
この
thank
出
goodness.
血量ですと命に別状はないでしょ
The butler's calm, confident declaration made Okabe stand up and rush toward him.
命に別状ない。無事なのか、マユリは。それにダルも。
Okabe looked like a man possessed. Okabe thinks this blood might belong to Mayuri and Hashida. No, he's convinced of it.
う。少なくともここで殺されたということはないでしょう。血の跡からして銃か何かで撃たれはしたようですが、倒れた形跡はありません。
Dang.
揉み合った痕跡はございますが、立ったままのようですから、おそらくは意識のあるまま力ずくで連れ去られたのではないかと。
連れ去られた。セル、ラウンダーか。
With tears in his eyes, Okabe nearly collapses under the weight of his despair. Fetch, he's so broken. I grab him by the arm before he can.
話を聞かせなさい、岡部。一体何が起きてるの？マユリと橋田はどうしたの？
Try as I might, it was impossible to keep my cool. Two of my friends had just disappeared, leaving only bloodstains in their wake. Yeah, talk about it. freaking out. I would be panicking.
おそらくだが、二人はセルンのラウンダーに連れ去られた。
セルンってなんで？
タイムリープマシンだ。奴らは俺たちの存在に感づいていた。
My heart stopped. SERN, the European Society for Nuclear Research, the world's largest particle physics research organization. Despite their over 40 years of time machine research, they have kept the results hidden from the rest of the world. Rumor had it that they'd even killed the human test subjects in their secret time travel experiments.
ちょっと待って！タイムリープマシンがあるからって、なんでセルンがマユリや橋田をさらうのよ！大体、研究機関がどうやってこんなことをするっていうの？
Yeah.
セルンにはラウンダーと呼ばれる実行部隊があったんだ。連中はタイムマシンを独占するため宴会をやっていた俺たちを襲撃した。そしてここでマユリを殺したんだ。
でもさっき執事さんが。
I looked at the butler for confirmation that Okabe was incorrect. The butler merely shook his head with a slight smile. He seemed confident in his assessment. But the reason for Okabe's grim proclamation was made clear by what he said next.
だから俺は過去を変えるために飛んだんだ。あのタイムリープマシンで。
Can you remember? You remember that insanity, like the first time he used it, like the panic, the smoke bomb, throwing it on, activating it, and Kurisu getting gunned down in the process. Like, holy crap, that was so terrifying.
じゃあ、それじゃあ、あんた。
俺は時間を超えた。
My mind went blank for a moment. He had traveled through time using the time machine, the machine we'd agreed not to use due to the need for human testing. Though I had full confidence in my time travel theory, all theories are subject to experimentation and analysis before they're recognized as valid. That's why I felt both relieved and regret when we decided not to test the time loop machine. But what Okabe just said validates my theory and speaks to the machine's effectiveness. To say I was unhappy would be a lie. For a researcher, nothing compares to the moment a breakthrough theory of hers is proven true. For just a moment, the terrifying situation I was in melted away, and all I wanted to do was ask Okabe about traveling through time. But this feeling of elation was shattered by Okabe's sorrowful howl.
マユリを救うためにだ。
Say, Mayuri.
なのにどうして救えない。なぜだ。なぜマユリは必ず死ぬんだ。
Mayuri has to die. I trembled at the cruelty of these words.
ちょっと待ってよ。もしそれが本当なら、どうしてまず警察に行かなかったのよ。
言ったが信じてもらえなかった。こんな荒唐無稽なこと信じてもらえるわけがないだろう。それにマユリが警官に殺されたこともあった。空前か事故か、それとも警官にもラウンダーがいるのか、細かいことは俺にはわからない。
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, in one time, he managed to go to the police, convince them there was a threat. They took her into safety, and then she got killed there.
だがどうやってもマユリは殺されたんだ。俺は誰にも頼れず、誰にも話せず、ただ繰り返すばかりでマユリを救えなかった。
Okabe screamed so loud I thought he might cough up blood. Mayuri's death repeated over and over, leaping through time over and over again. A hellish circle of time, an endless cycle of tragedy. No matter how many times he tried to save her, Mayuri inevitably dies by someone's hand through some turn of events by sheer coincidence between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. To be more precise, and apparently there was one instance in which Mayuri's death occurred later than all the others. In that instance, apparently he was shown a picture of Mayuri transformed into a jellyman around 8 p.m. I nervously checked the clock. 8 p.m. has already come and gone. If what Okabe said is true, then Mayuri's already... Okabe raises his voice. It seems he's noticed that I was looking at the clock, which I in turn drew his eye toward it. And then he realized that it was already past 8 p.m. Oh no. Before I'm fully aware of what I've done, Okabe's mouth and eyes open wide. In despair. S tier voice acting. S tier. Holy crap. Never before had I heard of such abject sorrow, and I doubt that I will again as long as I live. And from his shock, Okabe burst into madness as he tore at his head and wildly swung his arms around. The butler slowly and gently approached him. And Okabe collapsed with a slight groan. He'd lost consciousness.
失礼いたしました。このままでは岡部様の心の健康にも害が出ますので。
Yeah, late for the emotional damage, but great job with the physical prevention.
ありがとう、黒木。今は京馬も眠らせてあげた方がいいと思う。だって、こんな、辛すぎるよ。
Faris-chan's eyes also flood with tears. Admittedly, I hadn't fully accepted everything that Okabe had said as truth, but looking at him now, I had no choice. I wanted to believe him, but if I do...
いずれにせよ、こうしてはいられない。なんとかしないと。
SERN, the committee of 300 rounders, we were living a nightmare straight out of one of Okabe's Chunibyo delusions. But this was reality, as the despair in front of us can attest to.
でもどうするの？私、ちっとも思考が追いつけなくて。
考えなきゃ。
Hashida and Miyuri's faces emerged in the back of my mind, and in front of my eyes is Okabe, his pain evident even as he slept. There's no way I can ignore this. Okabe didn't just ignore my problems with Papa, after all. We have a timely machine in the room.
お嬢様、少々よろしいでしょうか。
What is Kurisu going to do here? I'm really not sure what the next step is in this.
黒木、何かいいアイデアがあるの？
As we struggle to make sense of the absurd and tragic situation before us, the butler, apparently named Kuroki-san, speaks.
はい。私も完全に事態が飲み込めているわけではありませんが、まずは旦那様にご相談なさってはいかがでしょうか。パパに？
Faris-chan's father. If he's someone we should consult at a time like this, could he be a cop? No, but he has influence and power. He might be able to figure out what's up with Rounders. You know what? We've never seen her use her powerful assets in this before. I wonder what's going to happen. But Okabe said that the police were also under SERN's direct control. Then what kind of man is he? Regardless, I'm not thrilled about the idea of relying on an adult. One can say that it's because I've accomplished everything in my life on my own. But at this point, our options were limited. And my experience as a working member of American Research Institute does not change the fact that I'm not even old enough to drink. No amount of effort can make up for a lack of social experience, and I certainly haven't learned how to deal with things like this. Outside of contacting law enforcement, I have no idea what to do. And given that we can't trust the police, that puts us all the way back at square one. Normally, I would have called bullcrap on Okabe's claim that they'd infiltrated the police, but the desperation in his eyes convinced me otherwise. Besides, if the terror threat that shut down the public transportation was CERN's doing, we don't have much time to think. I saw Faris hesitate for a moment, but in an instant she steeled her expression and showed determination.
とにかく、ここにいるのは良くないと思う。私の自宅に行きましょう。
あなたの家に移動するの？
Her words catch me off guard. The time leap machine is a prototype that is only confirmed to work in this lab. If we leave, it's going to be a lot harder to keep it safe. That said, if we accept Okabe's claims, it's kind of odd that the timing machine hasn't been taken already. Then Kuroki responds to my question for Faris.
マキセ様、お嬢様の言う通りです。ここは再度の襲撃の可能性があります。一旦移動なさった方がご賢明かと。
I've always wondered, why did CERN never take the time loop machine? Did they never, like, realize that it actually existed when they came for this operation? It seems odd, but it's possible. But then again, did they just never notice? Well, I guess every time they'd use a time loop machine, like, it's not like they would have a chance to respond to that, really, except for all the D-mails they'd sent. So maybe they think it's just the D-mails that they're using, because that's what they have a record of. But the time loop machine for them might have been an anomaly. So in their regard, they understood the D-mail machine in the future didn't need it, didn't know what the power of the time loop machine was, because according to them, it never really existed. I think. I'm not sure, but it would make that kind of make sense.
ご安心ください。我々が離れましたら、入れ替わりにここを見張る者を配置いたします。
Faris nods at Kuroki's words and eyes beaming with confidence. The two of them seem to have a situation under control insofar as it could be controlled. Who on earth are these people? Feels as though they're backed by a powerful organization, which struck me as rather suspicious. But I didn't have anyone else I could count on.
わかりました。
Above all else, we can't afford to leave Okabe in a dangerous place like this in his condition. One look at the unconscious, agonized Okabe reaffirmed this belief. We readied ourselves and changed location, praying Mayuri and Hashida's safety all the while. Akihabara Time Tower is the tallest condominium complex in Akihabara, complete with a view of Mount Fuji and Tokyo Tower from its top floors. And the top floor of this Akihabara station adjacent complex was Faris-chan's home. I must admit, a high-end condo with its own concierge service is certainly a much safer location than the lab's Ohiyama building. Jeez. In fact, this might have been the safest place for Okabe, given everything that was going on. Dang. On our way, Faris-chan reached out to her father to make sure he was home. She told him to make certain arrangements that she would fill him in on the details later.
Rumiho!
Aww, it's so cute to see him here. Rumiho, is that her real name? Faris-san's father gave his daughter a big hug as he welcomed her home. Seeing a display of affection like this, one especially rare in Japan, fills my chest with a subtle, hard-to-describe emotion. I should be familiar with this. I know what the emotion is supposed to be, of course, but now it's not the time to worry about it. I assist Kuroki in laying Okabe down in the bedroom. Kuroki tells me that he plans to call a family doctor later to give Okabe some sedatives. I sigh in relief. Then I return to the living room to formally introduce myself to Faris-san's father. The man, having just finished hugging his daughter, smiled gently as he noticed me and enthusiastically offered his hand.
君がルミホの友人だね。秋葉ルミホの父、秋葉幸隆です。どうぞよろしく。
Nice to meet you. It is good to meet him. I shake his hand without hesitation. I've lived in America so long, it's almost uncomfortable meeting someone without a handshake.
マキセ、クリスです。
マキセ、クリスさん。
Yeah.
はい、そうですが。
I'm sure. I wonder if he recognizes her. Still holding my hand, Yukitaka Oji-sama tilts his head and looks at me. It seems as though he was studying my face. Don't tell me he's one of those perverted old men. Just as I was about to ask Faris-san for help, Yukitaka Oji-sama mentioned a name I didn't expect to hear.
君のお父さんは牧瀬正一という名前かな。
Ooh, interesting. What?
どうしてパパの名前を
Interesting. What's his connection?
やっぱりそうなんだね。そうか、あのクリスちゃんか。すごい偶然だな。こんなに立派になって。
Holy crap. Did they like know each other way back when?
パパ、マキセさんのこと知ってるの？
Holy, what the, what? What?
僕と牧瀬翔一は大学時代の友人でね。
Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? Holy crap!
嘘。
しかも一時期は彼の研究に資金を提供していたこともあるんだ。僕がスポンサーで翔一が実際に研究で成果を出す。アドバイザーとして僕ら二人の師匠ともいえる教授がついてくれてね。
資金。
I feel like I've heard this story before. It was the reason my family had to move to Amori. At the time we were living in Tokyo and Papa was an independent researcher. But the reason we had to move to Amori was when my father still lives is because the funding he relied on was cut off. So this man.
僕らが大学を卒業してもその座組はしばらく続いたんだ。翔一は相対性理論超越委員会と呼んでいたよ。
Transcendence of the Theory of Relativity Committee. What a ballsy name. That's the first I've heard of that. What a name.
クリスちゃん、君はよく僕らの家にも翔一に連れられて遊びに来たことがあるんだよ。
What the fetch? So Kurisu and Faris were like little childhood friends. Man, what a cool universe would have been if they continued to grow up together, you know? Whoa, what would that have done? Because, like, Faris is super, like, otaku, and Kurisu is, like, secret otaku, but she loves that stuff. Like, I wonder if that was the seed of it, and then, like, if they'd been able to be friends from that point on, would Kurisu be working in Nyanyan? Maybe she wouldn't be a genius scientist, though. Trade-offs. Trade-offs indeed.
当時はお茶の水の方に家があってね。そこはうちの会社が傾きかけた時に売却したんだが、庭まであったんだ。
Oh, wow. So at the time, the funding dried up because the business failed. Interesting.
そこで、君とルミホは一緒に遊んでいたよ。
Are you serious?
ということは、私と牧瀬さんは幼馴染？
Oh, it's all my dreams coming true. That's so freaking cool. Faris and I stare at each other in disbelief. So much has happened today that I feel like my nerves are about to short out.
というか、黒木もそのことは覚えているはずだろう。気づかなかったのかい？
いえ、気づいておりましたが、それよりも岡部様のことを優先いたしました。
Right, interesting.
そうか、ありがとう。娘の友人を介抱してくれて。さて、では本題に入ろう。
My mind's like exploding right now. What the fetch? That's awesome. Yeah, right now, my papa's history and my unknown connection to Faris are irrelevant. Right now, we need to keep our focus on Okabe. And that's really cool because, like, I guess they just don't realize it in the future. But, like, I'm guessing that they were friends before he passes away in the main timeline. So, they always had a connection and never realized it. Wow.
すみません。急に頼ってしまって。
いや、頼ってもらってよかったようだよ。
His tone was cunning and sharp, as if he'd transformed from an easygoing, nostalgic man who stood before me a moment before. He was no longer a father, but a shrewd businessman. His gaze as sharp as a knife, his eyes like a hawk's, taking in everything around him.
ルミホから連絡をもらった時は半信半疑だったけどね。念のためにお世話になっている人にお願いしたんだよ。そしたらね。
お世話になっている人ですか？
ああ、秋葉原で行われるお祭り、神田明神の神田祭りとかで夜店を出してくれる敵屋さんの元締めにちょっと話をしたのさ。
Okay, okay. So, a Kanda festival, so a street vendor we'll start with. People sell goods to perform in the street as a service, or groups who serve as a sort of mutual support society in some regions, helping solve minor crises. And then the Kanda festival, a large festival held every 2 years, one of the 3 great festivals along with Kyoto's Gion Festival and Osaka's Tenjin Festival. Ooh, I wonder if those are really interesting to try and go to. Like, I'm super interested as like a potential, actually, definitely future Japanese tourist. I want to try and go to a festival of some kind. It sounds like a really cool way to like learn about and experience some of Japan's unique culture. So I'm really excited to hear about this kind of stuff. I wonder what festivals are best for somebody to visit from outside. I'm sure technically all of them are fine, but like, if anyone has any suggestions about a good festival to go and visit Japan to go see, let me know.
びっくりしたよ、正直ね。確かに連絡があった通り、警察や鉄道会社に干渉があったらしい。元締さんにも一応断りがあったそうでね。
Holy crap, how does he even know what the rounders are? My breath caught in my throat with what must have been the 1000th shock I've received today. Yeah, this can't be good for your health. It's not that I didn't believe Okabe, but to know for certain the SERN is actually able to influence organizations like police leaves me shaking.
君たちが戻ってくるまでの間に色々と調べてみたら、そもそもこの秋葉原一帯を封鎖して出入りにも制限をかけてるみたいだ。見た目はそうじゃないけれど、まあ警察のやる検問と同じだね。
Wow.
多分それで秋葉原から出ようとするクリスちゃんや岡部君を捕捉しようとしたんだろう。
捕捉。
I shuddered. We're being targeted by a powerful organization. Given that Okabe, Hashida, and I were the driving force behind the time machine, we must be their main focus. Thinking on it now makes me even more worried for Mayuri and Hashida's safety.
君たちは一体何に巻き込まれた？
Yeah, tell me about it.
具体的に詳しい話を聞かせてほしい。一体この秋葉原の街で今何が起こっているのかを見極めるためにもね。
But can we trust him? I want to trust him, but can we? Can we tell him that we have a machine that can help us travel through time? There was a subtle anger in Yukitaka's Oji-sama's voice. It wasn't just directed toward us. His anger was directed toward the intruder stomping through the place he lives, the place that he's built up and nurtured over the years. An anger born from the desire to protect the town he loves, like a mother bird defending her nest.
なるほど。
So we do tell him. In the end, it took three of us, Faris, Kuroki, and me, over an hour to tell Yukitaka Oji-sama everything that was going on. Well, to the extent that we were capable, at least. The only one of us to time leap, witness Mayuri's numerous deaths, or know anything about SERN, rounders of the Committee 300 as Okabe. Under normal circumstances, his testimony would be invaluable for clarifying certain details to verify what he has to say. But given his unconsciousness and extreme mental fatigue, that's simply not an option. It's not surprising. The shock and despair he'd gone through would be unbearable, even for someone trained to cope with mental trauma. I'm only still standing right now because I'm forcing myself to think rationally. Which is why we ended up telling Yukitaka Oji-sama Okabe's story on our own. It was a long explanation, fraught with false starts, speculation, and clarifications, but we finally finished. That said, Yukitaka Oji-sama's initial response didn't seem positive. He tilts his head down, frowns, and seems to lose himself in thought. He must not be able to believe it. No surprise there. It didn't come from Okabe, after all. No, it's hard to believe even coming from Okabe himself. I wouldn't have believed him myself if it weren't so desperate. I would have written it off as yet another Chunibyo fantasy. We'll sue.
Chris-chan.
Yukitaka Oji-sama unexpectedly breaks the silence.
はい。
僕と君のお父さん、正一が大学生時代からの友人で、彼の研究に出資していたとさっき話したね。
Right.
はい。
Though I have to admit, I'm still having trouble comprehending that. It was when Yukitaka Oji-sama's funding ceased that Papa's lifeline as a researcher was cut off. I remember him telling me that when I was little. But that was just Papa's perspective. Yukitaka Oji-sama must have his own reasons. But that's all in the past anyway. I don't hold any grudge against Yukitaka Oji-sama. Although Papa did take Mama and me back to his home in Amori so he could devote himself to research without worrying about money. Maybe that was a sign that he'd already lost hope. Of course, I know that Yukitaka Oji-sama and his reasons. Papa had told me he might have pulled his funding because his company was facing financial issues. That's why I don't intend to hold him responsible for what happened.
じゃあ、相対性理論超越委員会の研究の内容が何だったかは知ってるかい？
I'm guessing it was foundational time travel, because that seems to be his obsession. There was something strange in his voice, as if sorrow, anger, and nostalgia were all blending into one. And I find myself stunned at his question. I've never been told the finer details of Papa's research with Yukitaka Oji-sama, but Papa only ever researched one thing. I can make a pretty confident guess.
はい。知っています。
Once again, the shadow of my father looms over me. And yet...
僕と正一、そして師匠の教授の3人は定期的に会って秘密会議を開いていた。あるものを作るためにね。
Interesting. For Papa and Yukitaka Oji-sama, these memories are treasures from their early adulthood.
そう。僕たちが作ろうとしていたのは、君たちと同じく、タイムマシーンだ。
Dang.
そうなの？すごい。子供みたい。
Wow, interesting.
せめてロマンと言ってくれないか。
Yukitaka Oji-sama told us briefly about the transcendence of the Theory of Relativity Committee. Okay, so wait, who was the third member of this committee? I wonder if we'll get to know. Because I wonder if she's actually part of the story that we've seen, or if she's just a new character that we never got introduced to. Papa and Yukitaka Oji-sama's mentor, the professor, was the first to research time machines. I can't see the professor and not think of Leskinen, but it's obviously not Leskinen. It all began when Papa snuck a look at his notes. The dream of the time machine inspired Papa and Yukitaka Oji-sama into forming a group with the professor they'd once avoided. That group became what Papa dubbed the Transcendence of the Theory of Relativity Committee, TTRC. The professor had all the ideas and inspiration, but didn't have the scientific and technological means to make them a reality. Papa handled the actual R&D. In other words, the professor had the ideas, Yukitaka Oji-sama the funding, and Papa the research and engineering. This was how the committee functioned. In a way, it was like our future gadget laboratory, where our crew centers on the work around Okabe. Okabe has the ideas, Hashida has like the technical, like engineering perspective, and somehow financing, and then Kurisu is the genius, I guess. I don't know. It's a little different, but kind of the same. Okabe has the ideas, I construct the theories, and Hashida conducts the actual experiments. This means Papa handled both mine and Hashida's roles. The parallels are obvious. Yukitaka Oji-sama must have realized this when he heard about the time leap machine, which would explain the complicated emotions in his voice. The next generation succeeded where he has failed. Did his old tones stem from pride or from jealousy? Of course, there's no way for me to know for sure, and I may very well be oversimplifying things. He's clearly dealing with some complicated personal feelings.
同じものを作ろうとしていたから分かることもある。いや、違うな。僕が分かっているわけじゃないか。
This may be the first time I've heard Yukitaka Oji-sama doubt his own words.
どういうことですか？
多分ね。僕はそのセルンと300人委員会のことを知っている。それも2つの方面からだ。
Wait, so you've got feet in both camps now? This time it was my turn to frown upon hearing Yukitaka Oji-sama's words.
2つの方面って、パパ、どういうこと？
一つ目は、僕がというよりも、僕たちの恩師であったその教授が知ってたんだと思う。
Oh, the professor might be one of the founders or members of this SERN community, potentially trying to outsource some of the problems they were running into. But oh dear, that's starting to make things make more sense.
教授はタイムマシン研究を極秘に行っていた。いつどこで誰から漏れるかわからないから、協力者も最小限に制限していたくらいだよ。正一はその方針にあっさりと賛同してたけど、僕は共同出資者が欲しかったタイミングもあったから少し困った時があったね。
Right.
けど今にして思うと教授はセルンがそういうところだと知ってたんだろう。
In other words, he had a remarkable foresight. But then there are cases like Okabe. It's difficult to tell what the truth actually is.
では2つ目っていうのは何なんですか？
300人委員会のことだよ。これも正確にはそのものを知っているというわけじゃないけれどね。
Again, I couldn't help but be puzzled by Yukitaka's Oji-sama's words. Seeing the questions written on my face, Yukitaka Oji-sama spoke with gentle smile.
クリスちゃん、君からすると秘密結社というのは現実離れしてフィクションじみた大層なものなんじゃないかい？
Well, yeah, but secret societies would not be secret societies if they couldn't somehow exist without common knowledge. I wasn't able to come up with a response to the bizarre inquiry, though it seemed he expected my reaction.
実はね、秘密結社っていうのはありふれた珍しくもなんともないものなんだよ。僕くらいの実業家にとってはね。
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Most of them aren't like Illuminati trying to control the world type of secret societies. More like regular meetings of people with mutual goals, striving to work together without having to, write up contracts or be purview of like the public eye. I don't even know what I'm up against. Faced with the reality of his statement, my brain retreated to one of my regular ad-channel references. Sensing my inability to process what I was hearing in my brain expression, Yukitaka Oji-sama explained himself more simply. Essentially, it boils down to this. Long ago, before Industrial Revolution, the publication and distribution of information was far more costly than it is now. Additionally, with society's rapid advancements and the associated increase in business opportunities, merchants realized that traditional business methods were fast becoming obsolete. Perhaps the greatest change was the unprecedented demand for banks just before the start of the Age of Exploration. This demand transformed the economy entirely. That marked the end of the old way of doing business. Small range, small scope, small margin businesses were on the way out. Faced with a changing world, the wealthy, in order to protect their profits, searched for ways to construct unions to mutually benefit one another. But these weren't like national unions. These organizations were closed off to the majority of society. Some of them kept their very existence a secret in order to protect their members and activities. These organizations later be known as secret societies. Naturally, there are non-economic secret societies too. For example, Italy's famous Sicilian Mafia was an originally a rebel organization that fought against oppression from the mainland. Moreover, the Knights Templar, centerpiece of numerous conspiracy theories, is not an actual secret society. They believe that the Templars operated in secret to this day is largely due to the French declaring members of their order heretics. Outside of France, however, they operated in plain sight. Most notably in Portugal, where the king became a member of the Knights Templar, uniting the country and organization as one. In other words, present-day Portugal is the Knights Templar. One can hardly call Portugal a secret society. I wonder if that's true. I don't recall learning that, but again, there's a lot I don't know. The Soviet Union, which collapsed before I was born, was originally a secret society, a society that sparked a revolution and turned itself into a nation.
君たちは知らないだろうけれど、未だに秘密結社はたくさんあって、それは世界を動かしてる。
Makes sense.
でも、それは別に特別なことでも何でもない、当たり前のことなんだよ。理解しているかどうかわからないけれど、君たちのラボだって、ある意味では秘密結社だ。
Oh yeah, it is.
それをまず認識すべきだよ。
Oh, it's not even kind of a secret society. It's a full-blown secret society. To be honest, his words shook me. I'd always thought secret societies were nothing but delusional fantasies thought up by conspiracy theorists in Chunibyo. But apparently there are many secret societies influencing governments in developed countries simply by voting. Of course, there are still many profit-seeking secret societies whose ambitions don't extend beyond wealth.
300人委員会という結社がその意味で どのぐらいのランクに属する組織かはわからない。ただ相当なものなのは確かだろう。ビジネスで言えば喧嘩を売るべきではない相手だ。向こうの目的も規模も手の内もわからない。
And if they are part of CERN, we know that they eventually can utilize time travel, and the fact that they can means they technically can strike at us.
特に考え方がわからないのが一番痛い。もしかしたら互いの利益の落としどころを探って和解できる相手かもしれないのに、それもわからない。
Faris sounds question is ripe with concern. In response, the corners of Yukitaka Oji-sama's lips curl up.
けれどね、僕たちの町であるこの秋葉原でこんな自分勝手をした連中を許せない。
Oh yeah.
彼らには多少なりとも報いが必要だ。
Oh yeah. At that point, I finally understood. Yukitaka Oji-sama was angry.
おや、少し失礼するよ。
Uh-oh. As he answers the phone that rang abruptly, Yukitaka Oji-sama dons a slight smile. Then he addresses us as he hangs up.
どうやら手がかりがつかめたようだ。
Ooh.
君たちの言うラウンダーという連中の一人を捕まえたよ。
Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Moeka? I bet you it's Moeka.
捕まえた?
Okabe had said that the Rounders killed Mayuri. So, and we captured one of these relentless murderers. What kind of man is Yukitaka Oji-sama? Feels like we're stepping outside of reality. Maybe all this is a dream. No, I can't think like that. I need to stay rooted in real life. And at this point, I don't care if it felt like it was living in manga. To me, Yukitaka Oji-sama's words seemed like the light at the end of a tunnel. Alright. So, we're gonna dive into this next, but I'm guessing it's gonna be Moeka. Or it's gonna be Mr. Braun, but I think it's gonna be Moeka. Like, I don't think we're just gonna get some random Joe Schmo. I think it's gonna be Lab Mem, and that's gonna be what the pressure point they're gonna use to get information out of her. Ooh, this is turning really interesting. And I do enjoy the Faris as a part of it, and I do love the revelations we're getting here. It's like, these are backstory things that just never made it into the main story, but like the writers wrote, and they're like, oh, we need to share this a bit of information. It's so cool. It's so fun. Like, these writers are so fun and so good. I still want to, like, I don't know, shake their hand, give them a bow. I don't know. I want them to know how awesome they are. I hope they know somehow. Oh, I'm sure they know, and they see all the fans that love it, but I wish I could personally tell them, you guys are fantastic. Thank you for creating such a great story. But for now, I think we're going to have to end it here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. A quick update. I am going to have some real life stuff kind of going on that's going to make it so that I may not be posting as consistently for the next couple of weeks just because of time constraints. I'm going to do my best to make sure to keep everything kind of, you know, flowing properly, but just heads up that there could be a disruption. If you want to be up to date on anything that could be going on, like, link in the description down below for the Discord channel. I put all my updates there. They're really easy to see, and I can tag everybody in them so you get an alert whenever there's something kind of big going on channel-wise. Otherwise, I will be posting on the channel. Like, you can make little, like, comment posts about things that are going on, but I've noticed that not everyone gets to see those. They don't, like, pop up very well and consistently, so, like, it's not the best way to keep up with stuff, but just know that there could be something coming out in the future, and I'll kind of try and keep tabs on that for everything. So watch for that. Otherwise, like, we're just going to keep going through. We're going to try and go through this story and see where it takes us. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. As always, it's a pleasure having you here. And until the next video, watch with me up and see me in next. I'll see you there.